welcome to the Bryan Foltice Behavioral Finance channel. My name is Bryan Foltice and I am coming to you live from my new house and new office that I have set up, so I'm really excited to get into content. I just posted on Tuesday this week my first episode of the podcast, which is a getting to know you episode. So we didn't really cover much content except for just the introduction of what we're going to try to get into with that podcast. But before we start doing that on each Tuesday moving forward, starting with some mini lectures of behavioral finance, I'm going to give you a little prelude into what we're going to be talking about next week, Tuesday, in this first introductory podcast episode. So this is what we call the St. Petersburg Paradox. And this was invented back in 1738. And this comes in the form of a game. So we're going to play a little game called Let's Make a Deal. The game is you have the option to play this game that I'm about to propose to you, or you can walk away with a guaranteed $10,000. Okay, so there's $10,000 on the table to walk away, or we're going to play this game. And the game goes like this. We're going to start out with $2. And then I'll flip a coin. I'm the game show host. I will flip the coin, and if at any time I flip a tail, the game is over. So if I go straight away, flip a tail, game's over, you receive $2. However, if we flip a head, every time a head is flipped, you increase your amount double. So increase it 2 times. So if we flip one head, it goes to $4. We do 2 heads in a row, it goes to 8. 3, 16. But as soon as that tails is flipped, game is over. All right, so we have this game, and I will play this game until it's done. So in perpetuity and forever, I will play this game. And on the other side here, though, we do have $10,000 waiting for you. Now, I would like you to think through this decision in 2 different ways. First one, if you were an expected value maximizer, so expected utility maximizer, and all you cared about was the maximum expected value, which one would you choose? Secondly, I want you to put yourself in the actual game and decide what you would actually choose if you were given this decision. Would you take the $10,000 or would you play the game? Well, think about it yourself and I'll give you the answer here. So personally, if I'm playing this game, I'm walking away with $10,000. I'm not going to play the game. I'm taking the guaranteed $10,000 because I've done the math and I realize in order to break even here, let's just count it out here. One head would be $4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 510, or 512, 1,024, 2,048. Now I'm at 10. 10 heads in a row in order to get 2,048. 4,096, 8,092, and then on that 13th head is when I would get the 16,000 and some change, and I'd finally make a profit. So clearly we could say that's silly, I would never do that, that's very improbable. However, if we were looking at this from an expected value standpoint, and this is how we calculated utility and value for a very long time, let's run through the numbers. 50% chance we'd do a head right away, yeah? And that's $2. So if there's a 50% chance of a $2 payout, we multiply that 50% times 2, that gives us a $1 payout. Next, if we go one head and then a tail, well, there's a 50% chance we would get the head, and then another 50% chance the game would end. So that would be a 25% chance of a $4 payout. And 25% times 4 gives me $1. Next, if we continue on one more step, there's a 1/8 chance or 12.5% chance that we would have an $8 payout. And 1/8 times 8 gives me $1. Anybody seen the trend yet? Continue one more time, 1/16 chance. So that's 6.25% times 16 gives me $1. And now we're really seeing a trend. Every time it stacks up to $1. And we said we would play this forever. So if I'm a utility maximizer and I don't have any break-even points, or I care about risk or anything like that, well then my expected value is infinity. All the way down, which is obviously greater than $10,000. So the expected utility maximizer is going to be playing the game all day because that's not even close. However, most people, we have reference points of break-even costs and different risks involved that we need to, and it makes sense that we need to think about when making these decisions. So that moves us into what we talk about later on about expected utility, which actually does capture the fact that not all additional dollars are created equal. So if you have $0 and somebody gives you $10,000, that is going to increase your happiness tremendously. Compared to if we were to give Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett a $10,000 check, their happiness, I'm sure they won't decline it, their happiness though would not be the same as giving somebody with zero money $10,000. And so that's why we come up with this, what we talk about as the natural logarithm function for expected utility. And that gives a steep curve, but then flattens out over time. Because the main takeaway with this St. Petersburg Paradox is that not all dollars are created equal. So hopefully that helps you a little bit, sparks some curiosity into what we're going to be talking about, and there's a lot more details on this next week, Tuesday, as we just provide an introduction. We're just getting started in this content. So please make sure you like, you subscribe, follow along, reach out to me if you would like on bryanfoltice.com or on Instagram or here on YouTube. I would be happy to hear from you and love to serve you in any way. Thanks everybody. Have a great rest of the day and we'll see you later.